Guys, you really have to see this. Lawyers reveal appeal settlement, fine aspects in XRP lawsuit. When asked about the possibility of a settlement between the parties, pro-XRP attorney Bill Morgan maintains his conviction that there would be no compromise on the conditions of the case brought by the SEC. Morgan is of the opinion that it makes no sense for a firm that has successfully defended itself against the lawsuit to send a check for $2 billion to the Securities and Exchange Commission. On the other side, there are many who believe that subsequent legal actions could be halted by a settlement. Attorney Mark Fagel, an expert in EC enforcement, stated that the $2 billion in penalties does not constitute a settlement process. A decision regarding the reasonable remedies, if any, must be made by the judge in the form of an order. He claims that the Securities and Exchange Commission will most likely appeal the portion of the summary decision that it lost against Ripple. On the subject of programmatic sales, Bill Morgan responded by saying part on that. Regarding the other distributions category, it did not fulfill the requirements of the burden of evidence. I do not believe that will be able to be appealed. Morgan, on the other hand, has acknowledged that Ripple would be required to pay some fines since the court regarded XRP institutional sales as unregistered securities offers. Once a final decision is entered by Judge Annalisa Torres later this year, Mark Fagel discloses that the Securities and Exchange Commission has the ability to appeal to the Court of Appeals. In the Ripple versus SEC case, attorneys have disclosed the appeal settlement and fine. In response to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's remedies-related brief, Ripple is reportedly planning to file an opposing brief regarding XRP. The legal team representing Ripple Labs has responded to the SEC's request for a final judgment and sanctions. The settlement or rejection of the lawsuit and the value of XRP will hinge on a sum of $2 billion. At the same time, lawyers were revealing the next move in the protracted court battle. The next step in the Ripple versus SEC dispute, according to XRP's legal team, is for Ripple to submit its opposing brief in the SEC complaint today, along with supporting affidavits and documents. April 22nd, much will depend on the opposition brief, since it will dictate the course of XRP price movement this year and has a major impact on the outcome of the dispute. Bill Morgan, an attorney who is in favor of XRP, has stated his firm belief that the conditions of the case brought out by the article would prevent any compromise regarding the prospect of a settlement between the parties. As far as Morgan is concerned, it is illogical for a company to pay $2 billion to the SEC after successfully defending itself in court. Conversely, many think that a settlement may put an end to further legal proceedings. According to cyber enforcement specialist and attorney Mark Fagel, the $2 billion in fines do not represent a settlement. He asserts that the SEC would certainly appeal the portion of the summary ruling it lost against Ripple, and that the judge must issue an order deciding on acceptable remedies, if any. Morgan partially addressed the topic of programmatic sales in his response. The burden of proof was not satisfied with respect to the other distributions category. It seems unlikely that that will be up for appeal. The court viewed XRP institutional sales as unregistered securities, and Morgan has admitted that Ripple would have to pay fines. Judge Annalisa Torres will deliver a final verdict later this year, and Mark Fagel reveals that the SEC can take the matter to the Court of Appeals. Civil penalty of $876 million, disgorgement of $876 million, and prejudgment interest of $198 million are being sought by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission in their lawsuit against Ripple. Ripple versus the SAU. How Coinbase's interlocutory appeal affected the case. The interlocutory appeal by Coinbase is anticipated to significantly affect the Ripple verbies. Coinbase can gain more clarification on secondary market sales, as well as the regulatory climate around Bitcoin in the US based on the expected outcome of the appeal. Judge Torres' ruling on the programmatic selling of XRP may be appealed by the Securities and Exchange Commission if the corporation incurs a loss. The following remark was delivered by Coinbase Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal in an exclusive interview with Coinbase Media. In its motion to the court, the SEC is seeking an interpretation of the word investment contract that conflicts with all previous decisions on the subject from the Supreme Court and the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. We are fighting for the entire company and the 52 million Americans who own cryptocurrency, so we aren't going to leave anything to chance. That's why we're trying to file an interlocutory appeal, which is quite rare. We remain confident in the district court's handling of the case nevertheless, so we will not give up hope of an early appeal. However, XRP's parent business is seeking safer investment opportunities elsewhere as Uniswap and Ripple continue their battle with the SEC. In spite of the SEC's plans to regulate cryptocurrencies, a new meme coin named Rabu is attracting a lot of attention. Despite its modest price of 36 cents, Rabu is almost at $1 billion while it is still in the early release phase of its press sale. You can see why investors are swarming to it. And analysts are projecting a 100-fold gain upon launch. The most recent cryptocurrency case brought by the SEC targets Uniswap. Following obtaining a Uniswap is the latest cryptocurrency to encounter legal troubles, as you can see from the SEC's notification. In anticipation of a future legal battle, Uniswap founder Hayden Adams is retaining his position. The majority of employees here at Uniswap think that they will come out on top in this dispute. Recent events have shown how regulatory groups and decentralized financial companies like Uniswap are increasingly at odds with one another. The Securities and Exchange Commission has determined that alternative cryptocurrencies should be classified as securities. Consequently, they are subject to the same regulatory authority that affects most people. As part of my broader effort to exert control over the decentralized finance industry, the Securities and Exchange Commission is considering filing a complaint against Uniswap soon. As the XR case with the SEC nears its conclusion, investors are seeking other safer investments, such as the new meme coin Rabu. This is having an impact on the market in the near term. Speculation over a potential settlement is gaining momentum in the continuing legal struggle between the Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple Labs, the firm responsible for developing XRP. In spite of all the talk, XRP's price has continued its downward trend that began over a month ago, falling by about 15 in the last week. Still, XRP investors are holding out hope that the long-running alternative cryptocurrency will benefit from a settlement. The next thing to figure out is whether the SEC's decision will cause XRP to surge, which might happen at the same time as the much-anticipated Bitcoin halving. Investors seek safety in newer, more secure digital assets as the SEC maintains its pressure on alternative cryptocurrencies such as Uniswap and XRP. If you're seeking stability in the volatile cryptocurrency industry, Rabu is a great option because it offers consumers cutting-edge functionality and a strong foundation of security. Reason being, thorough audits of Rabu's smart contract have already been conducted. People are starting to appreciate it more and more for the assurance it provides. Investors are drawn to Rabu for reasons other than its security. Additionally appealing are the company's engagement approach and prospects for expansion. An attractive aspect of the meme coin and cryptocurrency market is that the platform's tokenomics are meant to attract users in the ever-evolving meme culture. Investors who might not have otherwise shown interest in the new meme coins presale are clearly doing so. Crypto reward contests and giveaways add to the allure by encouraging involvement. With over 1,400 token holders and over 4,000 registered users, it is evident that the presale is successfully attracting investment. Uniswap and XRP are among the companies that the SEC is suing right now. Thus, investors are looking for new possibilities to invest.